Okay, so it's the second video of the day here. I'm just going to walk you through what I got to do here with Mickey Mouse glasses that are driving me nuts. Because every day, I told you, my eyes are getting worse and worse because of the stress, right? But besides that point, what I'm doing right now is I have to make a decision. I have to make what is the date today? May 21st of 2025. I have to make a decision as to whether I'm keeping the federal trademark for the Canadian aspect of things, right? For the next 15 years. And if so, obviously I have to pay registration fees for that, right? And that's coming up due. And I've been putting it off, and I've been trying to convince myself not to do it because 28 years later, since 2001, I suppose, 2000 and 2001, that's when I started this stuff, right? I mean, what has happened in my community? Not much. I don't even consider the province of British Columbia, Canada, to have functioning communities. I don't. It's a fucking boo-boo free-for-all, right? And the worst of the worst are the ones that succeed in this province, okay? Outside of that, everybody else is a sitting duck and subject to exploitation. Okay. So in the meantime, I got all this shit I gotta sell, right? And I'm trying to figure it out. So I was looking at websites yesterday, in terms of GoDaddy and Etsy and eBay and all this other crap, right? And of course, they all got their rules, okay? And what do you call it? And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, when it comes to a business, I already have a business number with the foundation, but I don't have a quote-unquote business to sell my clothing online through freaking Spotify because they want you to have a quote-unquote business, as if I'm going to use my clothing as a business, right? Right? I don't know. So, so I'm like, and then of course other stuff around the house, and I'm trying to be positive with Andre, and I'm like, okay, well, we got to find out, first of all, how much this is going to cost. So that's the first step. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm trying to locate the number for the trademark office of Canada. You can see. Okay. That board director did not steal this. He stole the one for the foundations, but he did not steal this. Right? We already know what his stance is in the community. Right? Steal from the tenants. Kick them out. Harvest what you can. Right? Live a long, happy, prosperous life, basically. And, to hell with everybody else. And like, okay, so what am I looking for here? I am looking for, and do you see how I have to change glasses? And that just makes things worse. Worse, because nothing is matching up. So we want the Canadian Intellectual Property Office. All right, gotta change glasses, right? Let's see how much it's going to cost to renew this, because I have to make a decision, and if I do it, I'm doing it for Andre. Yep, I am. I'm doing it for Andre, so he has a fighting chance over the next 15 years to work on having his little side gigs in terms of selling things online legitimately, not hurting anybody, not stealing from people, not robbing from people, but doing it in an honest kind of freaking way here, okay? Because that is very important in this day and age, to teach kids to have morality, to have self-respect, to have a sense of decency towards their neighbors and within themselves as a human being with good character, right? Seriously, man. Okay? Okay, stay focused. Do you see what's going on here? This is why I'm recording this. Okay? As I'm sitting here shaking in my boots, waiting for the next fucking attack from the ghouls and the goons in the community that are improving the community. Yeah, improving the community, my ass. So more reason to keep the trademark alive, because I know there's a lot of people out there that feel like I do, okay? And because they're faced with the same dilemma, right? It's a dilemma. Okay, so Canadian, it's a dilemma. Canadian intellectual, right? Intellectual, is that what it says? Canadian intellectual. How do you spell intellectual? I-N, L-E-C-T-U-A-L. I'm not sure. I can't think. Property, it will come up through the search engine here, right? I just need a phone number so I can phone them. And once I know, office, then I'll see how much it is, probably cut to the chase, purchase it, and then anything, well, not purchase it, I'm just re-registering it, right? It's already secure. Okay, Canadian Intellectual Property Office, there it is right there. And then anything Andre does, because you know it's all going to be Andre when it comes to running my Facebook, if we set up Spotify, if I do eBay, Etsy, there's a few other little websites. And I'm even, believe it or not, if I do this and I can still see and things calm down around here even for a little while, I'll even attempt to make a web page and put it up on my website so that Andre can tap into that, learn how to upload onto the website that I work on, right, that's in connection to the foundation, and teach him how to make web pages, even in a rudimentary sense, to sell the things that he sells. Yeah, that's what's going to happen here. Okay, Canadian Intellectual Property Office. Okay, stay focused. I just want a freaking phone number. Search Canada. Menu. Let's see what the menu has to say. Benefits, taxes. Maybe I just phone. No, there's got to be a direct phone number for it. I don't know. Because I still know how to make web pages. It's not that hard. I'm not very good at it. Contact. Okay, office. Here we go. Let's see. Please give me a phone number. Contact information. Business hours. All right. Okay. Where's the freaking... Here we go. Please. Okay, I got a phone number. All right, let's dial it now and see what we get. Let's see if they answer their phone. All right, let's just see. Let's talk about videos on the fly. This is one of those videos on the fly, right? I ain't committing no crimes. I'm not hurting nobody. If anything, I'm creating a freaking opportunity here. All right, do you know what I'm saying? All right, so we want the Canadian and the United States. Well, I let the United States one go because it's just way too hard to network in the United States. I tried that for over 20 years and it didn't work. No, so I had to just cut my losses on that one. But I don't see it as a loss because I'm so scandalous. Ain't nobody gonna want to touch New Nations Unity in a 10-foot pole unless I can turn things around and make it successful. That's when they'll come and try and steal it away from me. Okay, let me listen. For English, press 2. Okay. Listen closely. For intellectual property agent, that's what I have. Oh, come on. For trademarks, press 1. Okay, we're getting close. Please hold. Okay, where's a felt pen? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. We're just gonna get real close on this. I need to estimate it. Okay. No, I want to wait. Sometimes you just have to do these things on the fly. Yeah. Don't second guess yourself, okay? Oh my god. It's a 10-minute wait, people. Do you want to wait with me for 10 minutes? Okay? If my heart's going to go like this because of the shit that's going on in the freaking neighborhood, it's okay. I can go with this too. All right, so here we go. Okay. I don't know what they're going to need. So we're going to wait for 10 minutes. We're going to find out. We're doing this on the fly. This is where you don't second guess, and you go with your first instincts. And my instincts are telling me at least find out how much it is and see if you can afford it. If you can afford it, then do it, right? I mean, what young man at 14 years old wouldn't like 15 years of opportunity? Come on, think about it, right? Judy Chorney, Alexander. Well, I'm doing fine, thank you very much. And what I need to know is, I have a federal trademark name that's coming up in June to be re-registered. That I'm aware of. How I do that, I'm not sure. Okay, you said it's $150 cheaper online. What is the average cost? Can you Google? Not Google. Can you search out my trademark and find exactly the due date? That I think it's in June, middle of June when it's due, and give me an idea of like the dollar. Am I looking at $1,000, $2,000? You know, because I have to make a decision, sir. Yeah, I'd appreciate it. Yeah. Pardon me? Oh my God, you want a number? Hello? Oh, okay. I'm blind, so I have a hard time seeing. I have a certificate in front of me. Oh my God. Now I'm wasting your time. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. NU-Nations Unity. Yeah, it's here. I just struggle with my eyesight. That's what's going on here, right? Yeah, yeah, Unity, yeah. Yeah, you found it? Perfect. Thank you. Yep, yep, yep. Got me excited here, sir. I'm doing this for my grandson. 10996 Ravine Road, Surrey. That's right. Oh, November. I thought it was in June. So November of 2025, first. You said the first? Okay, so November 1st. All right. So when am I required to start the process? Can I do it like soon, or do I have to wait till November? Oh. Pardon me? Okay. So can you kind of let me know? Okay, so 2 ways to do it. So we do by online or by email. You $579. Okay, I'm writing this down, sir. Base, okay. $724.54, and that's with the email. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just scratch out the E. Okay, and you say that's a base, so there's more fees on top of that as well, or just one time? Yes, I'd like to keep them both. So based on that, 181 and 61 cents. Oh, okay. Well, that's better than 2,000. In my head, I'm thinking $1,500, $2,000, right? Okay, well, that's good. Anything else? Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And this isn't all one. And that this is, you do this all at one time when you're reapplying online. Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. Well, I'd like to do them both at the same time and be done with it, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yes, please. Do that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be happy with that. My grandson will have 15 years to learn how to do things online. I got him now looking on Spreadshirt to do the t-shirts, the hats, and all that stuff, right? Okay, let me write that down. So trademarks are every 10 years now. Well, he gets 10 years then. Okay. Yeah, what young man at 14 years old wouldn't want 10 years of opportunity, right? especially after all these years that I've been fighting a good fight and haven't really gotten anywhere myself yet. Just saying. All right. NU, Nations Unity. New Nations Unity, just exactly like the trademark without the hyphen, at gmail.com. Yeah. And technically I got until November 1st to do this, so if I do this over the next month, it should be good. I'm good to go. Yeah. At gmail.com. Yeah, well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate that. And I'm thinking here, like, in the initial, prior to this phone call, I always had a trademark agent do this for me, right? So I'm thinking maybe she already grouped them, and they might even be listed in my paperwork that I got here. I just, like I said, I don't see very well. So I'll have to go over these. Oh, they haven't been grouped. Yep. Yeah, Ann Carlson, she's retired now. No, but she never. No, I know that, but she never grouped them. That's what you're saying. Okay, but you recommend grouping them just to make it like the one will be charitable and one will be clothing and whatnot. Hmm. Oh, I have to. Well, how come she didn't group them? What was the difference? I'm just asking. World Intellectual Property Office, okay. Wow. In 2019. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Up to code. Yeah. So you think two will be fine? So if I list two and the trademark office is not satisfied, that's when you say they'll just email me back and say, no, you need to expand on it? Is that it? Or because I'm just going to list two. One charitable, one clothing and sales. Huh? Well, I still have a foundation. I have to do both. Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to understand. Okay. Okay, well, I'm focused on two right now. But I'll look at your list. Yeah, I'll look at your list. And then if something stands out and I want to branch off with that quote unquote niche, then I can add that in there. Because I do have still a foundation, even though it's hanging on a thread in terms of a charitable nonprofit. it's very hard to network in my community and get the support that I've wanted all these years. So that's the charitable part. And then on the other hand is quote unquote business that's supposed to help the charity, but it's never worked out like that, right? But you know, I fight the good fight, right? So I don't want to just throw away 28 years. It's been how many years since I've owned this? 2000, right? Pretty much. I put the application in 2000, right? And we're in 2025. So it's 25 years. You just don't want to toss it away like it's nothing. Especially when you've got young people coming up in the ranks that are good on the computer, and you know, who knows what my grandson is capable of doing. He might be the one to tip it over the edge, and we might be doing more charitable work than we think after the fact, once he realizes how to network on the computer. And you know how these young whippersnappers are, right? Just because I couldn't sell t-shirts and hats doesn't mean he can't. So in that way, it becomes business as well as charitable. So yeah, 2 classes. Keep both. Stay with the format. Keep the vision. Okay. Well, thank you very much. And you're going to send me that email.
Yeah.
Why is he crying?
His hand.
Pardon me? Okay. My baby grandson is crying. You can hear him. He has cerebral palsy. I get nervous when he cries. He bit his hand. Okay. All right. So if I need anything else, I can always call back, correct? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to work on that over the next couple of weeks and get this done ASAP. I appreciate your time very much. Oh, okay. You too. Bye-bye. All right. Well, I can do that. That's easy. Well, I don't know if it's easy, but it's something that's doable, that's for sure. I can do that. So I'm going to work on that. He's going to send me an email. Obviously, I'll print that out and start figuring it out. And yeah. And then if I'm struggling with it, I can have my son come up and help me. Because the last time I did anything with the trademark in the United States, I had to I don't remember the exact terminology, what it was. I had to upload proof of my use of the trademark name in the United States, to which I did. And then I had to pay like $800 or $1,600 or something. I don't know what it was, but it was a fair amount of money anyway, for that proof, while I was under the impression that that was to re-register it in the States because it had already been registered. But then within a year and a bit after that, that's when I found out that I was required to renew it, which was going to cost me almost $3,000. I think it was like $3,600 or something like that, just to renew the stateside trademark, because of what I had done wasn't renewal. It was just proof of use. And because they changed the laws in the States where people couldn't do the application themselves like I'm doing here in Canada online, because he quoted it's cheaper to do it online, which I will do. You have to get a lawyer if you're out of the country, and that's why the fee jumped up. And I said, to heck with that. I'm not going to spend $3,600 for nothing, because I already spent thousands and thousands of dollars on a federal trademark in the United States. And I just felt that, it ain't going nowhere. I can always put the application in again if I want to, if for any reason Canada steps up to the plate. But the way things are going, I don't see Canada stepping up to the plate. Not the way I envisioned it, that's for sure. So we're here. What happened was in 2019, through the world intellectual property office, quote unquote, which is situated, quote unquote, in Switzerland. This is what this guy was telling me on the phone. In 2019, they put a blanket over all the countries where if you're dealing with trademarks, because apparently countries value trademarks, unlike Canada. When it comes to British Columbia, Canada, they do not value trademarks, and if they do, for what means to what end? You know what I'm saying? It's nothing for what I stood for, that's for sure, when it comes to a trademark. So, with that said, though, on average, countries value, this is what this guy was telling me, their trademarks. So, that's why they wanted to, as a collective group of countries, through the World Intellectual Property, quote-unquote, office, they all decided that they wanted to make it uniform in terms of different classes, right, per country, as to versus a big paragraph of da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, like it was written in the beginning through the trademark agent, because it was legitimate, that what she was doing was legitimate, but by 2019 they changed it, where, you know, you might want to break it up here and break it up there and break it up there so that it conforms with the greater operating system on a global level within intellectual property when it relates to quote-unquote trademarks, and where those trademarks fall within countries. So whatever I register in Canada through those groupings would have to be equal, in theory, wherever else, in whatever else country I want to register that trademark. So they just match up the numbers between the countries, versus just having a whole bunch of stuff written down and it's one pop. So that's basically what he was explaining to me. So in my situation, two groups, charitables, and then basically clothing and selling of things, right? But he's going to give, there's 34, I think there's 34 groups and 11 classes or something. I don't know. He said it's a long ass video, it's a long ass email that he's sending me. So when we get the email, what I'll do is I'll print it out, and then we'll do another video on that, because ultimately at the end of the day, how much is that? That's 6, 7, 8. Hell, if I can give my landlord $1,900 for something that I don't even get a bill for, but yet I'm being told that I'm being paid, I'm being charged to pay for frozen water, if not frozen water, water in plastic bags that were rated of children's toys and non-profit items, literally, people, okay? You know what I'm saying? And I'm paying $1,900 for that, okay? I'm pretty sure I can cough up $800 and take care of this business. And with Andre coming up in the ranks, you know, I already got him looking online how to figure out what site we should use to maybe start marketing t-shirts and hats and those kind of things, to which some of it will be charitable base, because I've already got the nonprofit with the business number and all this other crap, right? So, you know, what part within that charitable group, that long list of charitable things within that one charitable group as a service, because that would be a service, right? The clothing, whatnot, are the goods, and then the fabric, but you know, this is my personal stuff, so it's not like I'm going to be selling everything for the, I'm not repeating history here. I'm not giving up my life and my blood, digging deep into my pocket, getting out there, trying to do whatever, going $50,000, $100,000 in debt to try and get my community to step up to the plate and, you know, be decent fucking human beings around here, where people can actually live in peace, progress forward, not have to worry about being murdered and all this stupid shit, gang stalked and whatever. You know, I mean, housing is a big need, right? Every penny counts. I don't know. Lots of issues out there. But yeah, if I set up a website where Andre is managing it, doing the hats and the hoodies and that type of thing, then for sure some of that money will go towards the foundation. And what category we're gonna, within that group that we're gonna support. I mean, as a blind person, I can only do so much, right? As a woman looking after a disabled child that very seldom ever gets out in the community to communicate, to network, to garner support, to show support, whatever it is, I'm very housebound, very isolated, very easy to take advantage of. But I don't want to let my bad experiences stop Andre from having the opportunity. No. You just don't throw away 25 years. There are people out there that want you to throw away those 25 years because it's a reminder of what they didn't do compared to what you tried to do. Right? So, anyway, I've made this decision. I'm going to start working on that ASAP. I hope to get it done within a month. It will be done. Actually, I got till November, really, if I want to, so I can drag it out for a couple of months and really do a good job. And maybe I'll even break it up into 3 categories. Maybe, find that niche. He said niche. So now I'm looking for a niche. I don't know what kind of niche I'm looking for, but maybe the niche will find me. Huh? What do you think? I think so. And then anything and everything that I do with Andre, he can attach on under the license of New Nations Unity. And at age 14, what that does for him, as he's building these websites, however he's building them, and quite possibly even learning how to make a basic HTML web page, which I can set up a computer for that. Maybe this one, maybe that one. I could maybe do that one over there, right? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. I just have to find the editor, and I can work on that. And once, maybe he'll be very good at making web pages. There's an idea. I only need to set up one web page to start with. Introduce one new page onto the foundation. That's it. Just one. I'm pretty sure I can make one web page. I'm not that blind yet. And once I explain to him what he's looking at and how to read it, and being that that's one of his strong points, he'll come back to me with a different editor that he got online, and he'll be making his own web pages. And then some of these old books that I got around that talk about JavaScript and cascading style sheets and basic HTML and dynamic HTML and, and that kind of stuff, right? It will all help him to maybe come together, and maybe I might end up making web pages. So hold on a minute.